everyone, it's VampiCat here, and welcome back to another episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. On the last episode, we finally got through the door in Allmother, where we learned some pretty interesting stuff. We finally figured out what Project Zero Dawn was all about. It created this program called Gaia, which its entire function was just to restart the Earth after it was destroyed, everything from plant life to human life to everything. Hades was a part of that program, but was going to be shut down, and so it broke away, and that's why it's going crazy right now. So now we have a new goal to destroy Hades, because if we don't, it's actually gonna try and just destroy everyone and everything on the Earth, wipe the slate clean, and start over. So, very, very cheerful stuff going on. We have actually acquired the means to shut Hades down, so the next thing we need to do is make that happen. That's where we're gonna start today. I can't wait to continue playing the game and see where the climax leads me, because I'm really fucking enjoying it right now. All that being said, let's just get into it. Alright, so we're in Meridian. The first thing we need to do is go to the palace and warn Avad about the crazy shit that's about to go down. So let's make our way there. And let's tell our man, well, not our man, my man. Let's tell my man what's going on. Okay. Avad, I have some news for you. And it's not good news. I know it's the middle of the fucking night, but I have to tell you what's going on. What is this you're reading? I don't care about that right now.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
Nothing good.
Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it.
Man, she just really drops the
They'll
bomb
bring
right
a
away.
Mind with them. God, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat.
God, she really just
will be
went
lost.
straight into it.
We can't let that happen.
Avad's like, hey, what's going
trying
on?
to
What brings
understand,
you here? And she's
My
like, the end
responsibility
of the
lies
world.
with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question
Yeah,
it.
Aaron is
And
Aloy's
have the
boyfriend.
city guard fortify
And
the
Vanasha
western
is
edge.
Aloy's girlfriend.
There they can do something to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Man, she just is giving a
Aloy.
lot of orders right now.
Allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused.
Don't apologize. Grief is confusing.
If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
What?
Then you haven't. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
You don't need
Even
to.
a king can learn his lesson.
Oh my god. You don't even need to
Good point.
apologize.
I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses.
What the fuck,
Please,
Aloy?
tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Am I the only one that kind of reads Aloy as kind of unsympathetic sometimes? Like, I do enjoy her character. I think she's a very strong and capable person. I think she does care a lot about people. But I also think sometimes she really lets her personal goals get in the way of other people's feelings. Like, in that situation, Avad really didn't do anything that he needed to apologize for. He's literally apologizing just because he asked Aloy to stay in Meridian with him after Ursa had died because, you know, it was kind of a way to fill that absence, but it wasn't like he was specifically trying to make Aloy replace Ursa. It was just coming from a place of grief, him having this urge to still have someone to support him, I guess. Like, there was nothing wrong with that because it's hard to know how to process grief, and he didn't do anything with any malicious intent whatsoever. But Aloy kind of had a weird reaction here. Like, she was very much like, well, as long as you don't confuse me with her again, then we're fine. Like, she didn't need to throw that comment in there. He lost the woman that he loved. You don't need to dig deeper into the wound. Like, Jesus. Or the situation with Olin, who I'm just now remembering that I never actually went to save his family. Sorry, Olin. But the situation with Olin, I also felt like she handled very selfishly. Like, it was proven to her that Olin only did what he did because his family was captured and their safety was threatened. He was literally being forced and blackmailed into serving the Shadow Karja and Hades and whatever. Like, he was being forced to help them for a very clear reason that should have been very quickly understood. But even in the response that I chose, which was the heart response, which should have been the response where Aloy was like, dude, don't worry about it, you were protecting the people that you loved. Aloy was very harsh. Her response was basically like, oh, well, you need to really make up for what you did. Like, you're lucky I let you live, that sort of thing. And that was supposed to be the nice response. The bad response would have been like fucking killing him. What the fuck is that, Aloy? God. I don't want to like sit and hate on her character because I do like her character. And I feel like there is an opportunity for her to grow because she is someone who has experienced a lifetime of being outcasted, so she doesn't really know how to truly care for other people, I guess. She only ever cared for her father figure, so this is all very new to her, and I understand that she may not know how to process situations in an unselfish way, but man, she really needs to start learning that. I don't know, maybe I'm just overly critical, but it just seems like every time a situation arises where Aloy could possibly be sympathetic towards somebody going through a serious, important situation, she always resorts to being selfish and not really trying to understand where they're coming from, not trying to be sympathetic towards them. I just hope that, like, especially since there is gonna be a second game soon, I hope they kind of explore that part of her character growth more and show her kind of learning how to interact with people in a more healthy way and not always kind of reverting back to selfishness. Because that's something that Aloy criticized about Silence a lot. She really criticized his selfishness. And yet, in a lot of situations, she's not quite as bad as Silence, but she still always takes the selfish response. It's very interesting to me that she really looks down on Silence so much for basically a more played up version of what she also does. I don't know. I feel like there is a lot to be analyzed there from a writing perspective and a character perspective. And I'm not gonna do it now considering I literally just started this video. But it's really interesting to me the way that her character is written that way. I don't know. I'll have to see where this all goes by the end of the game, and if I feel like her character really has changed in positive ways. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I hope that she does change in positive ways.
Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival.
Hello, Murad.
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the
I love
Mora
it.
have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will.
Yeah, the Nora, they owe us a lot.
I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Okay. We can visit the defense sites that are optional, but I'm gonna do that for sure. Wait, is this
Isn't that a
Vanasha?
little Prince Intima was lucky you were there
Nothing.
to save him.
Where is she?
You
Can't
forget
even-
I said anything. You
I
look
hear
very
her.
dignified
But I don't see her.
and shiny. Very shiny.
Is she up here? There she is,
Little
Vanasha.
Huntress, you called, so here I am.
Ready to fight?
My queen.
Fight? I thought you just wanted tea and conversation. Is there a battle coming? I wasn't informed.
Well, that can't be true. You're always informed.
Ah, so I am. We've only met a few times, and yet you know me so well.
Am I the
I don't
only
think
one
I
that
know
thinks
you
this
at
is
all.
very clearly romantic? This is very romantic.
When I hear that line, it usually means
Yes.
something else.
That's what I want it to mean.
Can I tell you a secret?
Of course.
I've been waiting for this fight my whole life. The enemy we face today is the same that turned Meridian into a slave pit and Sunfall into a bloodbath. Fanatics who torture and murder mothers, fathers, families, children, and say it's the will of the sun. I hate them, Aloy. I've got the scars of their whips on my back to prove it. And today, we can get rid of them once and for all. I said I came for you, but that was only half the truth. I came for them. This time, they're not getting away.
I'm with you, Vanasha. We'll fight them together.
And I won't forget it, little huntress. Tomorrow, may the sun rise on a better world.
I fucking love Vanasha.
Has returned.
Okay, let's talk to Teb.
Don't let your guard.
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
We can! I know we can! You know, I'm kind of wondering if I actually am approaching, like, the final battle of the game. And Tanasha, I just mashed Vanasha and Teb's names together. Vanasha and Teb were both there. I wonder if I had done more side quests and stuff, if more characters would have been there. Cause I haven't done as many side quests as I probably should have, but that's okay. I don't necessarily feel the need to do every side quest, and I feel like I did all of the ones so far that I thought were relevant to the story. Other than fucking Olin. I forgot to do Olin's errand to save his family. But I'll go back and do that. I don't know if that was necessarily story
Who are
relevant.
these guys? They call themselves the Eclipse.
Errand!
What does that even mean?
Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
Well, that's big.
That is very big.
It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys?
I love Aaron.
Where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear
Damn
that?
right.
Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Aww.
Ursa would be proud.
Well, only if we win.
Alright, who's over here? Oh, Varl!
Greetings, Aloy.
My king.
Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen
Oops, I didn't mean to cut her off.
many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time.
That was romantic too. Everybody's in love with
And
Aloy.
we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
Honestly, like, everybody's in love with Aloy.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Oh no, this is not what I'm... Is this what I wanted?
Huh. So you must be Aloy then. I thought there'd be more of you.
More of me.
Thicker, I suppose. More of a gear wheel, less of a ringlet. Don't get me wrong, you're very well struck.
Do all Oseram flirt at the most inopportune times?
See, even this
Inopportune?
random girl is
That
flirting with
wasn't even
Aloy. What
started
is
yet.
happening? Why is
Petra Forge
everybody just
woman. I hail
automatically
from
in
the
love
Free
with
Heat.
Aloy?
I'll be heading back in the next dust storm. Murad asked me to check over the city arsenal first. Cannons have aged well, but I've cleared their throats so they can really roar.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, fuck. I made a mistake.
This'll do.
Okay, I guess that was all I had to do.
Roland's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
You know what? I'm gonna go help Olin before I do this because it feels like this is really getting towards the end of the game. And I feel like it would be a good idea, at the very least, to resolve Olin's story. Let me see if there's anything else that I really feel like needs to be done first. Yeah, I think Olin's story is the only one I feel like I need to resolve before the end of the game. Every other errand and side quest and stuff, I think I'd be fine doing after the end, but I feel like Olin's story has actual ramifications on the main storyline as opposed to all of these other random side quests. So let's do this first, and that's gonna be the last thing we do before we go into this battle, which I'm kind of wondering if this might be the last battle of the game. I feel like I've been very critical this episode, but please don't take my criticism as me disliking the game or anything. I think this is a fantastically written game, which I praised it so much on the last episode, and I stand by every praise that I've given this game so far. But I firmly believe that, like, you can still criticize things that even might be some of your favorite things. Especially considering my background in writing, I feel like I tend to look at stories very critically. But despite looking at things very critically, I also still really enjoy them, if that makes sense. So even some of the things that I might look at critically about this game, I still love the game a lot, actually. I really enjoy this game. Whoa. What just shook the fucking ground like that? Something is shaking the fucking earth. Alright, Olin. I'm here to help you before the major battle. I think this really is my last loose end that actually has story relevance. There may be some quests that, like, I never picked up or I just don't realize that they're important, but as far as I know, this is the last kind of big thing.
Aloy, you're a woman of your word.
I know, I'm sorry it took me so long.
Your family. I saw the threat from
Can we
Hades.
actually be sympathetic towards
you have a
him
wife
this
and young
time?
boy?
If I'd have striven to keep them safe instead of all I've done.
This is your chance, Olin. That's why we're here.
I'll take it. A kinder deal was never struck.
They're being held close by?
Yes, the farmstead just beyond these rocks. I'll take you. That's it. Nestled against the spurflints.
I just feel like the villainization of Olin feels very unfounded to me. There really is no, like, attempt at painting him in a positive light for being willing to do anything to protect his family. To me,
down behind this rock.
I feel like that's something worth praising, that you are willing to even do bad things when it comes to protecting the people you love. I feel like that's admirable. But the game really villainizes him, even in the kind of positive choice where you allow him to, like, make amends. There's still this underlying idea that he has something major to make amends for, despite the fact that he was forced into all of it. I think that's kind of the one part of the game that has bothered me the most, is that in every outcome with Olin, he is still villainized for something that I don't feel is right to be villainized.
So this is it. I can't bear being so close, and yet...
It's almost over. How many Eclipse are we talking?
From what I've seen, a fair few. Well-armed and armored. Bowmen watching from the ridges. But there's no space for their machine demons.
You've been watching for a while? What's the best way in?
You think if I had a head for strategy, either of us would be in this mess?
Fair point.
We could storm the front gate, Osram style. Or take it from the sides, or the ridge above. Maybe you could get on the rooftops. Not me. I'm too heavy cast.
Should I do this alone?
I don't doubt you could. But with the eclipse, there's always another blade at your back. So I'll watch yours if you'll let me.
Let's go.
You have my
Of course,
steel.
come with me. This is your fight. Of course I'll allow you. I would not deny you the chance to participate in a fight that inherently is your fight. Oh, fuck.
Could be something here.
Olin's just running the fuck in. Oh my god, he just ran in and got blown up. Olin, what the fuck?
They must be...
Whoa, did you see that? That running jump attack he just did? That was cool as fuck. Okay, I guess we're just running in Oseram style.
Cannot run from righteousness.
I don't know what I'm doing right now. Why does my spear suddenly... Oh! I was wondering why my spear had electric attacks suddenly. It's because of the thing I put on it. That's supposed to defeat Hades.
Fight!
I'm with you!
Well, the Deathbringer gun sure made it easy. Oh god, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's go loot some bodies. Why is this like glowing? Is it because I need to investigate him? Yeah, he's got a key. Okay. Is it the key to this house? No, it's not. Okay. What are you the key to? Where do I use this key? There's a door here, but it's... No, that's more like a window. Can I go around this way?
This has to be where they killed Olin's family.
Is this where the key goes to? Yeah, it is.
But I've got the key. It must be in here. Come on, come on.
Please be okay. They're okay! Did you see that move he just did? He just did like a slide right into them. His character model is really not sure what to do.
Oh, my wife, my child. Aloy, I owe you 3 debts deep.
Thank the sun. You found us.
I found someone who had the courage I hoped for in myself. It's she who deserves your gratitude. I've much to confess. I accepted a devil's bargain, and others paid the price.
And you think I don't know? I heard them talk.
You know there's always been dirt on my hands. Now there's blood too.
Take your son up in those hands. Come back to the claim with us.
You should listen to your wife, Olin.
But Hades and his demons. I am honor-bound to help you, Aloy. With what little honor a Dyson like me has.
Olin, whatever your debts, you don't owe them to me now. Go with your family. Show them you're a better man.
Farewell, Aloy.
Man, even in that
Your
situation,
I hope you find her before they do.
she's really looking down on him. Like, inherently saying, show them that you're a better man, like... That's implying that he was a bad person for being forced to do something bad. He was forced. He was blackmailed. His family was in danger. That doesn't make him a bad person, and you shouldn't be like, well, show them that you're a better person now. Like, he did what the fuck he had to do. I am like, I am actually, like, I don't want to say upset because, like, obviously it's a game and it has no basis on my life or anything, but, like, I just don't like this villainization of Olin. And I don't like the fact that there is no way to get around that. You cannot make a choice that allows you to sympathize with him. No matter what, he is painted as this villain who has to redeem himself when there is nothing that he actually has to redeem because he was forced into it. I'm actually mad. Ugh. I really think they could have handled that quest better. They could have handled that storyline better, and I wish that they had. Oh, it's literally telling me rest before the final battle. This actually is the final battle? All right then, I didn't realize I was this close. Let's go ahead and rest. No way back. Oh my god, it is in fucking capital letters. I didn't realize I was this close to the end of the game. Oh my god. I did not realize I was so close to the end. What a journey so far. I really think that this game has some of the best plot and, like, narrative writing and some of the best pacing.
With a weight like this pressing on you.
I just wish I had seen a little more growth from Aloy. That's my one complaint.
After you lost your family. Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Ma'am, there are signs from the west. Sun King of
All
Oz waits
right,
for the
let's
Temple of
go.
the Sun.
Let's fucking go. Final battle, let's go. Maybe we'll finish the game today. Or at least, like, the main story, which is the only thing I'm gonna be doing on camera. So the playthrough might be done after today. I had no idea I was this close.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
Then what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Well, we've got an explosion.
Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. Ah, shit, there he is. I can't wait to kill this fucker. I really can't wait to kill him.
Healers!
No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
Not this time is right.
You have fixed me long enough.
Should have fought me in the sun ring.
Okay. You know what? Ah, Jesus.
Why do you fight?
I need to move. I need to move right now. Hold on. I want to see if I have any fucking skills I have 13 skill points. Let me spend these first, and then I will worry about this battle. Okay, I spent my skill points. It's time to fucking fight. Oh, what? I'm gonna need to start over. I'm really gonna need to start over. I need to start over. Please tell me it saves all those skill points I just spent.
Should have fought me in a sun ring then.
Shadow gun.
Fuck, am I supposed to shoot those with fire? Yeah, I'm supposed to shoot them with fire, duh. I need to really craft more arrows.
Meridian must run red to be cleansed.
That just blew me up too, but it was worth it.
Why do you fight?
Come this way. Damn it. Oh, I still have a fire arrow on.
The end is inevitable.
Damn it, why do you... Oh my god.
Accept it. Accept it.
Oh, this is fucking Helis. This is already Helis. I didn't realize we were fighting fucking Helis.
Can't let him in close.
Oh my god, I almost fell off. Shit. Well, that didn't go well. Jesus. Okay. I didn't even realize I was fighting Helis. I like heard his voice and I was like, where is he speaking from?
Why do you fight?
I missed that barrel like 16 times. Okay. I think that was everybody but Helis.
The end is inevitable.
Blocked again.
Oh shit.
Accept
If the Deathbringers keep firing, this bridge will go.
Oh god.
Bridge can't take much more of this. Keep him away. It's giving way.
Man, giving me that Deathbringer gun made that fight really easy.
to be.
Okay, I want to say none of this was meant to be because it's true, but I really hope that this doesn't, like, spare him for whatever reason. Like, I want to kill him.
None of this was meant to be Helis. You made it happen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Okay, that's good.
And for what? To die on your knees, used like a pawn by a power you don't even understand.
You pity me?
Turn your face to the sun.
Oh, that was a good line. That was well written. I like this a lot because so many stories want your character to be like, oh, I'm not gonna be like you, so I'm not just gonna kill you. I know I've talked about this before in this game as well, that like, the characters in this game seem to understand that like, sometimes you have to kill somebody because war is war, and if they're bad people, you can't always let them live. It doesn't mean you're stooping to their level, you know? So, like, Aloy had to kill Helis. Like, he was a threat, and he caused a ton of harm and death. Like, he had to be killed. And she shouldn't feel bad about killing him, either. Do I want what he has? Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a really good ending for that. Like, Aloy's not gonna feel pleasure in killing him. It's not like she was entirely driven by her own revenge or anything, but at the same time, like, she doesn't feel bad killing him either, and she shouldn't. She made the right decision. Oh. I'm going the wrong way. Like, he had to die, and so he died.
Looks good.
Jesus, everything's on fire!
For Meridian! Hold the line!
Where do you need me?
Take up a cannon! On the platform!
Where am I shooting at, though? Over there.
Another platform.
Where? What, you want me over here? Oh, fuck. Aiming at. Now I see him.
Here it comes.
I missed. Oh, I barely missed. Surprisingly, like, not that interesting of a battle. enemy machines.
Right on target. Gotta get to another platform.
Why do I have to get to another platform? Oh, because there's not that much shield left for me here. Okay, yeah. I'll go over here. Oh, it's a Stormbird. I can actually fight this thing now since I accidentally skipped this battle. Ah, shit. What is shooting at me? Oh god. All the way over there.
It's taking a shot at me.
What's left? Oh, that was it. Okay. That was it. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but that was it for now.
Incoming! Ah!
Aloy!
Oh, Teb!
Aloy! My oh, mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they?
No, wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Teb. I've gotta go.
Ah, shit, here we go. Oh my god, Meridian is just going fucking down. How do I get through? I can't see. How do I get through? This way? This way.
Aloy, go! We'll draw them. Now you face their true son, shadow demons.
Okay. Oh god. He said, Aloy, go, we'll face them, and then I immediately got fucking destroyed.
Fall beneath us.
Alright. Let's go. I don't know why I'm doing the silent swim. I don't really need to. I need all of these medicinal plants. I need them all. And where am I going? This way. Okay. Let's stop Hades.
It's begun. Hades is transmitting.
This is bad. Oh no, it's even taking the plant life. We gotta go.
If Hades has started the signal, it must have gotten through the defenses. Amara, Aaron's vanguard. I have to get up there.
What? Oh, am I climbing? Up, please. Let's go.
Gotta keep
Oh, God.
going. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back.
Ah. You know, Aloy's done a lot of running and climbing and stuff, and this is the first time she's ever sounded tired while doing so.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that.
We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
My fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right?
Right.
The metal devil must fall.
Alright,
I
let's
should
go.
stock up. Last chance.
Okay. I'm ready. How do I get there? Up this way? Can I climb this? Yeah. Ah, go. Here we go. This might be the last battle of the game.
Arrival of Entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of Entity has been accounted for.
Deathbringer right there!
Ah, shit. Okay, how do I fight these things? Fire. And then open up, it'll open up the vents when it's hot, right? And then I shoot the vents. Ah, shit. Ah, how did I miss? Everything's shaking too much. Jesus Christ. I think I missed. Oh, come on. Actually, yeah, let's do some fire again. to reload, Aloy. Oh my god. No, god damn it. How did I miss that? She does not always want to reload. Jesus. Oh no. How am I missing everything? Oh my god, I'm getting blown around fucking everywhere. Oh my god. Fuck this stupid thing. Leave me alone. Why does she reload so fucking slowly? Jesus.
With the time I've got left, I can do this.
God.
Look out, it's brought in reinforcements.
All of you, focus on the new machines.
There we go. It almost was better without concentration on.
Prioritize entity.
Careful, Aloy. Another attacker.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, she's so fucking slow when she reloads. During concentration especially, but it seems like nothing else is stopped. Oh, I don't know why I just did that.
Thanks for the support.
You can't rely on us around steel.
Oh my god! I don't know what the camera was doing. Oh my god. Everything is just shaking too much.
threat imminent.
Oh, I can't craft any more precision arrows.
With the time I've got left, I can do this.
Oh, was that it? That was the final battle? There's gotta be more. Yeah, there's definitely more.
Master Override armed. To activate state name and rank.
Maybe that was the final battle. That's strange that the final battle is a machine that you've already fought several times before.
Activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Alright, goodbye Hades, I guess. That was fairly easy. I feel like with the difficulty level of a lot of the other things in this game so far, it's strange that I was able to defeat Helis and then the final battle so easily. Like, I know I'm playing on easy, but all of the other stuff that I fought was so much harder than that. Avad! I love you, Avad! You did it, Aloy! Aww, cute. Very cute. Her two boyfriends.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I'd hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
That's
Query.
fucking horrible.
What did you feel?
That's actually horrible.
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said,
yeah, caring is
Elizabeth,
very important.
Being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
Is this where Aloy finally learns to be sympathetic
You
towards
often
people?
tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious.
Aw, this is very
and willful,
sweet.
unstoppable even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Aw, very
I'll catch you tomorrow.
sweet. Was that the end? I feel like that ending was very quick. Okay, there is more. No, that was it. I feel like that was a very quick end. There wasn't really much of a final battle. The battle with Helis was very simple because I had the Deathbringer gun. And then after that, there was just kind of a gimmicky battle with some cannons, and then the final battle of the game was a machine that you'd already killed several times before. That's a really strange final battle. There really was no, like, final boss, now that I'm thinking about it. It was just this big machine that you'd killed a few times already. That's very strange. That's a very strange, a strange choice for a last boss. It's over, though. I'm not sure how to feel right now. I do feel like the ending of the story was a little bit rushed, but otherwise, I think the game is very well paced. And I kind of talked about this before, that I think the plot writing in this game was top notch. Like, the way that it slowly lays out every new piece of information, it's like it gives you little pieces from all over the place, and you can't really put them all together into one coherent story until you kind of get the final piece. And the final piece, which is about Gaia, is what really makes all those little individual pieces connect into one full story and helps you understand what actually happened. It's always like giving you just enough for you to want to know more, while not giving anything away too early, if that makes sense. Like, the story is just very well planned out, and I think, like, a lot of the kind of plot twists were so interesting and stuff that I never saw coming. And it's also such just a unique and interesting idea, this blend of, like, kind of tribal culture with all this machinery. It's a very, very interesting setting that I've never seen before, and the way that the game explored it was so clever and interesting. I think everything about the setting and the plot progression was so good to me. Not only that, but many of the characters throughout the story I found myself really liking. I think Aaron, Varl, Vanasha, even some of the characters you don't see as much, like Teb, were all very interesting, unique, and well-rounded characters. Especially, obviously, Vanasha was my favorite, but she was not quite as developed as Aaron and Varl. I think were the two that stood out to me the most as far as, like, just being really good, interesting characters that the game really gives you enough time to focus on. And hopefully Vanasha we'll see more of in the sequel, because she wasn't around as much in this game, but I think they definitely were kind of hinting towards her maybe coming back and being more important later. At least that's what I hope, because I would love to see more Vanasha in the sequel. Avad too was a really interesting, well-written, well-rounded character that I really loved. He was one of my favorites as well. there were just a lot of characters you met throughout the game that I really liked, and they were really interesting. But I feel like the one biggest flaw of this game to me actually was Aloy, surprisingly. Like, I know a ton of people have really praised Aloy as a protagonist, but I think out of everything in the game that I really, really loved, the one thing that kind of felt like it was holding the game back a little was Aloy. And as much as I hate the term Mary Sue, because often the term Mary Sue is very misused, almost in a way that kind of shits on female characters in general, there are instances in which it actually is kind of valid. Like, definitely half of the characters that people call Mary Sues are not actually Mary Sues. It's just people trying to hate on a female character. But I feel like there is some kind of valid argument here as to whether Aloy actually fits that bill. A Mary Sue basically is like a character that is portrayed in their own story to not have any flaws. And I feel like even though I believe Aloy to have many flaws, the game never treats it like she has those flaws. The game kind of treats Aloy like she is always perfect and always has the moral high ground over anybody else. I did actually write some notes down about what I wanted to say, because I had a lot to say here and I don't want to come off the wrong way. Yeah, so basically, the game always treats Aloy as if she is morally correct, and Aloy as a character never hesitates to kind of enforce her own morality onto other people without actually taking into account those people's motivations, their emotions. Like, she always views herself as like, I am morally correct and what you're doing is wrong, despite the fact that those people might have reasons why they would act that way. One example of this is Olin. She very clearly makes it seem like he is terrible for what he has done and that it is his job to make it up to everyone else and be a better person, despite the fact that he was forced and blackmailed to do what he did with his family's safety, and his family was held captive, and not everyone is as strong as Aloy to be able to go and break them out, you know? Like, he may not have been able to stand up to those people, and so he did what he could to protect his family. But Aloy very much treats it like he has done this horrible thing, and like he should be lucky that Aloy even let him live in order to make up his horrible mistakes, you know? Another instance of this is Avad, where Aloy is very harsh to him for him kind of asking Aloy to fill the position that Ursa once had. She doesn't really take into the account that Avad is going through the grief of losing a loved one, and maybe it wasn't necessarily right of him to ask Aloy to fill Ursa's position, but all of it came from a place of grief and not knowing how to fully handle and process his grief. She kind of is harsh to him multiple times, and even near the end of the game, she's like, oh, I can forgive you as long as you don't do that again. Like, that's a really mean thing to say to somebody who is going through grief, especially considering what Avad said to her was not even that bad in the first place. But she acts like it's something that she really needs to give him this forgiveness for, and that, like, he really needs to try hard to not do it again because otherwise he won't be worthy of her forgiveness. It's just a very strange way to approach that situation. Another example of this is Erend. Aloy is harsh on him the moment she gets to Meridian, despite the fact that he is helping her enter the city when otherwise she may not have been able to get in. But she immediately just starts yelling at him about Olin and being very harsh towards him, despite him grieving his sister at the same time that he is now finding out that one of his closest friends is a traitor. Like, but she's really, really harsh to him right off the bat. And she immediately says to him that, like, I don't want to help you investigate your sister's death, despite the fact that you just helped me get into the city that I wouldn't otherwise have been able to get into. She's just, like, so focused on her own quest, which is a very personal quest, by the way. She's not trying to save the world at that point. She's only trying to save herself and discover her past, which is not wrong for her to want to do any of that. But it's just strange that she's like, I've got more important things to do, so I don't want to help you figure out what happened to your sister, when she herself is going on a very personal quest. It's like she can't try and reach out and relate to him, even though they're going through very similar things, yet she doesn't want to help him at all and is very harsh to him. There are other situations too in which Aloy just reacts very selfishly and very harshly. The worst situation of this actually is when Aloy discovers that there are forces at play which could destroy the entire world, and she's more concerned about who her mom is and if she really has a mom. Like, I understand that those emotions are very important to her, and it's something that has meant a lot to her since she was young, because she never has known the answers to these questions. And she grew up being outcasted. All she wanted to know was what the true circumstances of her birth was. But at the same time, like, she really put herself first in situations where clearly there were more important things to deal with. Like, the world possibly being destroyed is way more important than whether or not Aloy had a mom. And yet she didn't even seem to care at some points what would happen to the world. She was just like, I'm so sad I don't have a mom. And, like, I don't want to discount her own feelings, but it just shows that, like, her reaction to situations is always based on what she feels rather than based on what anybody else could possibly be going through. She doesn't think about anyone else's emotions, and she is not, in most cases, sympathetic towards those emotions unless it serves her, you know? Yet despite all of these moments where Aloy reacts with harshness, and it's the kind of harshness that oftentimes is very inappropriate, such as when it's towards people who are going through grief or just trying to protect their families, stuff like that, the game still portrays Aloy as being in the right and being morally correct every single time. And nobody calls her out on it either. Every character that she has been harsh towards has apologized to her for her being harsh, or they've fallen in love with her. Avad apologized for something he never needed to apologize for. Olin basically fell at Aloy's feet and was so grateful that Aloy decided to let him live despite all of the horrible things that he did. Half the characters in the game fell in love with Aloy or flirted with her or something like that. Like, there was very clear romantic undertones between Aloy and Varl, Aloy and Erend, and Aloy and Vanasha. Nobody ever takes Aloy's harshness and selfishness and inappropriate comments and says, maybe you shouldn't be acting like that. Everybody just lets it go. And the game itself treats it as if Aloy is correct and Aloy has the moral high ground in all of these situations. It's just weird. In fact, the only character that we have in the game who has ever actually called Aloy out on being inappropriately selfish is Silence, who called Aloy out on caring more about her own emotions than the world being destroyed. And Silence is the character who is portrayed as the most morally ambiguous in the game. the game often shows Silence as not being very morally sound himself. Like, it very clearly looks down on many of his actions and his motivations and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because I actually think Silent's character is very interesting and well written, and I love a morally ambiguous character. I don't think every person should be inherently good or inherently bad. Silence did many bad things, and he didn't really feel bad for them. He even said that he would repeat everything in order to get the knowledge that he searched for. Yet at the same time, he is still working to correct the bad things that he did. He doesn't necessarily feel bad for it, but he still wants to make up for it, and he wants to save the world. So I actually think Silent's character is one of the best and most interesting in the game. But it's just very strange to me that he is the only person who has ever even insinuated that Aloy might not have the moral high ground in a situation. And he's also the one character that is portrayed to be ambiguous himself. Like, nobody else called Aloy out except for the one person that himself is not always morally correct in the game's eyes. So this is why I say that it's worth having some type of discussion about whether Aloy is a quote-unquote Mary Sue or not, because despite her glaring flaws, the fact that she reacts in very harsh and inappropriate ways to so many characters, and yet they all either bend over backwards trying to please her or fall in love with her anyways, and the game never portrays Aloy's actions as wrong, it's kind of towing that line, you know? Despite those many flaws that we can see, the game never wants you to think that she has flaws. The game wants you to think that she's perfect, and she always has the moral high ground. She's this strong woman who is good at everything and has fought her way through a tough life in order to get as strong as she was. I feel like her character had such an interesting foundation, and it could have been done better. There was no real reason for her to treat the people the way that she did. And the game, despite giving you options to pick the head or the heart or whatever, still treated characters harshly, even if you went with the more sympathetic approach. There really was no actual sympathy that was even allowed in many of these situations. Like Olin, you never were allowed to say, hey, it's okay, you did nothing wrong. The nicest you could possibly be to him was by saying, like, you have a lot to make up for, and you're lucky that I decided to let you live. Like, that's the nice option. Like, the game never wants you to believe that Aloy is ever morally incorrect while she's doing very fucking questionable things. So, yeah, I think in the second game, what I would want to see the most is some kind of character growth from Aloy. Because I can 100% believe that the reason why Aloy acts so selfishly in a lot of situations is because Aloy has not been shown much good from the world and from other people. She grew up having been outcasted her whole life over things that she had no fucking control over. And so it would make sense that growing up learning to fend for herself and learning not to rely on anybody else because nobody wants to help you might make her kind of wary of other people. But the game never really allowed her to grow past that mindset. If she started out that way, and then she slowly came to care for the other characters and allowed herself to be less harsh towards them as she learned that people could actually be trusted and not everyone is going to treat you like people treated you in the past, then that would have been amazing character writing. She started out selfishly because of her past, and then she learned to grow past that, and she learned how to actually begin to trust people. But even at the very end of the game, right before the final battle, Aloy is very inappropriately harsh to Avad and basically tells him, like, I'll forgive you only if you never do that again, in regards to something incredibly minor that came from a place of grief. So the game never lets Aloy grow, and that's why I just wish her character had not been written in the way that it was. I wish she wasn't seen as this like godlike, flawless character by everybody else in the game, despite not treating people very well. So yeah, in Forbidden West, that is the one thing I want to see more than anything, is some kind of growth in Aloy's character. God, that was a very long-winded rant, but I think it's very important to talk about, especially considering the fact that gaming is very much a male-dominated community. And when you look at the characters in games, more often than not, the protagonist is a man. And there's not anything wrong with having a male protagonist. There are many, many games that I love that have male protagonists. But it's important to note that female protagonists are fairly uncommon, especially when it comes to action-oriented games. So this kind of representation is very important, and it means a lot. Yet at the same time, it's worth praising the attempt at representation while also understanding that not all representation is necessarily good representation. It's amazing to have a character like Aloy leading a game like this. Having her as the protagonist is a major thing, especially for a AAA game. And especially considering there are people who legitimately don't want to play games if the protagonist is a woman. Like, it's kind of insane. So having a female-oriented game that's an action game like this is really cool and really important. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I don't want to see better representations of women. I don't know. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that representation is important and should absolutely be praised, and I think making a game of this caliber with a female protagonist in the first place is worthy of much praise, in my opinion. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be critical of the fact that just having a woman doesn't necessarily mean that she's written with the care that she should be, you know? And I don't think it's intentional by any means, but it still just felt off to me to have this character that is supposed to be seen as this strong woman, this woman who takes no shit from anybody else, and yet she falls more into the stereotype of like the angry woman who just kind of is rude to people for no reason. Like, I feel like it came from a place of good intentions where they just wanted to show a woman as being super strong, but angry woman is not a great stereotype, and Aloy just doesn't treat people very well. Yet at the same time, the game wants you to believe that Aloy is the best person ever and is never wrong. I don't know, it stands out even more against all of the other characters that I feel like were written much better than the protagonist. And especially compared as well to the amazing writing of the plot. Like, you have this amazing, interesting, very unique game, and then you put a character in that just doesn't live up to it. That being said, though, I don't hate Aloy's character. I don't necessarily agree with all of the decisions the writers made about her, but I think it's very important, even just having a female protagonist in general. Like I feel like we're still in a place where having some female representation as the protagonist of a large video game is better than not having any at all, you know? Like, we can't really be choosy about the types of representation that we get in games, because it's good to even have a female character leading an action-oriented game in the first place. Like, it's almost like beggars can't be choosers. But that's part of the reason even more why I feel like it's important to be able to look critically at these characters and whether or not they are good representation, just because it's sad that we even have to just accept getting bad representation because otherwise we get no representation. So it's worth talking about all of this. That being said, I really loved and enjoyed this game. I think the plot writing is some of the best that I've seen in a game. I felt like the ending was very rushed and the final boss wasn't even really a final boss. But other than that, the story writing was phenomenal and the setting was so rich and detailed. They put so much into world building that you really felt like this world was real. And even just wandering around felt so cool because this setting was so unique and so well developed. So I think that's another major good point of the game. There's a lot of good in this game. So many amazing characters, so much great writing, so much great dialogue, an amazing plot. So I'm hoping from the second game to see a lot of the same things that I loved, while hopefully developing Aloy's character a little more in a way that feels like better representation to me rather than just like angry woman trope, but placed into a character that somehow everybody thinks is completely unflawed, despite you sitting there watching her like, did you really just fucking say that? Oh! There's an after credit scene. Oh no. Alright, so Hades isn't dead. Silence! I love silence. Oh shit!
Hello, old friend.
He knew this was gonna happen! He captured
There is
Hades!
so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think?
Your masters!
Well, let's begin.
So somebody woke Hades up on purpose! Oh shit! Interesting. I'm not sure how to really end this rant, so I guess I'm just gonna say that it's okay to look critically at the things that we love, and in fact we should look critically even at the things that we love. And as much as I loved this game, and I loved the writing, and I loved pretty much every other aspect of the game except for Aloy just being mean for no reason and nobody ever calling her out on it, like, I can still look at the aspects of the game that don't really portray things the way that I feel that they should and talk about those, because female representation in video games is still a very kind of touchy subject, and it's very important to discuss. That aside though, this game was phenomenal for the most part. I think it really shined as far as how deep and rich the setting was and the world building was. I think it's something so unique that I've never really seen before, and it really made me feel like I was immersed in this world, and I really got a good grasp of the world. And the mystery played out in such a satisfying way. And there were also so many characters that I found myself really loving. I think Silence was probably one of the most interesting characters in the game, as well as being one of the most well-written and having a lot of the best dialogue in the game. So I'm a huge fan of him. I loved Avad. I thought he was a great character and he was very well-written. I thought Erend was very charming in kind of his own way. He had this almost like dorky personality to him, but like it was hidden behind this kind of like tough guy act. I thought he was very interesting, super well written, and he even had an interesting character arc where he kind of had to grow up quickly and put some of his like more childish tendencies aside because he very quickly had to rise to a position that he didn't expect to have to take. So I think Erend was great too. I really think that the writing and the characters of the game were all fucking fantastic. Everybody but Aloy. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. It might totally be an unpopular opinion, but there is so much to love about this game that despite being critical of some of the elements that I feel like are very important to talk about, everything else in this game just shined so fucking well. And I'm definitely excited for the sequel. I hope we get to see a lot of familiar faces because there are so many characters that I really enjoyed that I just really want to see more of. I overall have very positive feelings about the game. I really loved it. I really loved the story. I really loved the combat. Although I do wish they kind of explained a little bit more than they did as far as the gameplay and combat and stuff. But I felt like that was really fun trying to kind of figure out what each enemy's weakness was and how to exploit it, and all of the different tools were so fun to use. All in all, Horizon Zero Dawn is a fucking phenomenal game. I can't believe it took me this long to finally play it, but I'm very glad that I did, and I am very much looking forward to the sequel that comes out soon. So you guys will definitely see me playing that, and I can't wait to see where this story goes. I think that scene after the credits really made me excited to see what other mysteries we can uncover. Who are the people that woke Hades up, these masters that Sylens was talking about? What other secrets does Sylens have? It opens up enough questions to really make you want to play the sequel and see what else we can uncover. So thank you guys for joining me on the journey of Horizon Zero Dawn, and you guys will definitely see me in the sequel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Check out my Ko-fi link in the description if you'd like to support the channel, and hit subscribe to become a fledgling and join the clan. I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye!